today we have on the powerlifting, a little bit of bodybuilding, a lot of bit of vegetable eating, Subway sandwich slinging Canadian badass Taylor Armstrong. Taylor, you just got off of work to get here, did you not?
I did.
How was Subway?
Well, we didn't find any baggies of leftover cocaine in the children's applesauce packets today, so that has happened.
What? What?
We have a drink cooler at work that you can like go into and like pull drinks out of to be able to like pay for to make your sub meal like a combo. And one time we found a baggie of Coke in the section where we keep the little applesauces for the little kids' meals.
Your Subway sounds way more exciting than my Subway. I mean, No, go ahead.
I live in a small town with like less than 10,000 people.
If I had a nickel for every time I got food poisoning from Subway, I'd only have 2 nickels, but it's kind of weird that it happened twice, right? Like, that shouldn't happen. Do you spit in the sandwiches when you make them?
No, but if someone's really mean to me, I do like small petty things. Like I'll give them a tomato that's kind of gross, or I'll put too much mayonnaise on their sandwich.
Is there like actually rules for like how many olives you're supposed to put on there and stuff?
Okay, no, but there is rules for like how many pieces of meat, which is like really weird, or like how many ounces a scoop is supposed to weigh. I don't follow those rules when I make my own food.
Do you follow them when you're making other people's sandwiches?
If someone is mean to me, I'll give them like the bare minimum amount. Like when we're scooping chicken, I'll give them like the bare minimum amount. But if they're really nice, I'll give them a little more.
Yeah, customer service is rough, isn't it? Like you get some people that
we get some abuse. I've had people from across the counter call me chunky, anorexic, hefty, stupid.
But you're none of those things. You're none of those things. And I'm telling you this as someone that doesn't actually really know you, but I feel like I know you through the power of the interwebs. You're a pretty awesome person. Like you've got a lot going for you, and that's why I wanted to sit down and what? Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I am speaking only factual information right here. There's no lying going on this show. You're very inspiring, and your personality is awesome. That's why I wanted to have you on. But speaking of Subway, what's your diet looking like right now? Are you bulking? You cutting? You just trying to fly into the atmosphere? What are you doing?
Right now I'm maintaining, and I'm going to transition into a cut. Not because I feel like the need to be lean, but I feel a little bit better when I'm a bit leaner. But like I committed to a serious bulk for like almost a year, like a solid 8 months. I was really hammering hard on like I need to put on some mass and some size, not for just health reasons, because there was a lot of health complications due to being as lean as I was. Like I was shredded to the bone. Holy crap, you could have graded cheese on my abs. But also like I wanted to be stronger, right?
Yeah.
I've PR'd all my lifts since starting bulking, and I'm really happy with what I achieved. So,
I mean, that's one thing right off the bat. Not many people our age. You're 17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not many people our age are focused on the small things of focusing on your diet and how to perform and every little meticulous thing. I know you're very meticulous with all this. It's not just I'm just gonna start eating more McDonald's cheeseburger. Like you're very coordinated with how you attack this. And let's be honest, powerlifting, you don't really see many women promoting it. You don't really see many teenage women promoting it for sure. How did you get started into powerlifting?
So, I broke my foot by standing up. I'm not kidding. I stood up out of my desk in English class and my left foot said, bye sis. And it snapped and I fell into a recycling bin with a can of chocolate milk in it. To this day, I can't stand chocolate milk. God damn it. And I broke my foot. So I was on crutches for a couple months and I lost a lot of weight and like muscle mass and happiness being on crutches. I couldn't do anything. I was depressed. The summer, like I broke my foot right before summer started. So all summer I was in a cast on crutches. I went swimming in my pool twice and then got sick and tired of how itchy my cast got afterward. So I didn't do anything for the summer. And after I got my cast off, I had been out playing Pokemon Go like a nerd with my mom. And our kind of like town local powerlifter strongman, he's also a big nerd. So he was playing Pokemon with us. And I was complaining to my mom about how I was sad that I was so weak and, you know, like I was so skinny and I was just sick and tired of it. And it was gross because I didn't like feeling small and inferior. Like my last name is Armstrong. I didn't want to be like some, pardon me, skinny legend in the corner, like not being able to lift a twig or like curling 1 pound dumbbells. I was like, this is boring. And the powerlifter strongman was like, hey, why don't you try powerlifting? Once he put it in my head, it kind of spiraled out of control. And because I'm extra, I went and researched it for like days on end. And I started going to my high school's local fitness center and started just picking up heavy things and putting them back down and taught myself how to squat, bench, and deadlift. And I never had a coach and I still don't have a coach. And then I started powerlifting, I guess. I just did my own thing and prayed for the best. And then the same powerlifter strong man guy mentioned like, hey, there's a competition in 2 months. Why don't you go compete? And I said, sure, why not? So I threw my hat in the ring, went and competed, won a gold medal, and it just kind of skyrocketed from there. I got advice from some coaches. I got offered to be coached, but I declined. And I learned how to program properly. And then since then, I went and competed in provincials for my province and won gold. And now I'm just waiting for another competition because he who shan't be named, aka the thing that's taken over this whole world that YouTube doesn't like, has kind of shut down a lot of stuff. Oh, YouTube is so sensitive.
Oh my God, don't get me started with YouTube's sensitivity patterns. From all that I've seen you post about, as long as I've been following your journey, which isn't too long, but it's been, I think, like half a year now, maybe a year. Yeah, but it's been a few months. More than a few months, but from what I have captured, you seem like a pretty obsessive person.
Oh yeah, like it's bad. ADD, ADHD, and OCD. They run in the family.
I've got one of those. I don't know about the others. I've never bothered to get tested because I feel like if I find out I have it, I might use it as like an excuse, and I don't
like compulsively more aware that you have it.
Exactly. You get me. You understand what I'm saying? How has that obsession or that obsessive outlook on things helped or not helped?
It's helped because I've been like hell bent and determined on being better. And like it drives me to just put so much time and effort into lifting. Like people always ask me like, how do you spend like 3.5 hours in the gym? I'm like, I am writing down what I do either in my phone notes or on a piece of paper. I am paying attention to how every set feels. And if something feels weird, I'll strip weight off, fix it, and then put it all back on. Like, it takes a long time. And It's a good and bad thing. It's a good thing because I know that I'm improving and I'm not going to hurt myself because I'm always focusing on like form and how things feel and like, oh shoot, like my ankles are tight or like my knees hurt, so let's maybe not do this. But it's also a bad thing because I tend to pick myself apart a little bit. Mm-hmm. Get in my own head. My mom's really good at pulling me out of my own head though. She's my biggest supporter by far. Like the amount of chicken breast that woman buys for me.
Besides support, with support often comes negativity, maybe from other people, maybe from the same people. Do you get a lot of judgment?
Oh God, yeah. So I want to say about 70% of the female population around my age hate me here. They do not like me. I was like, all I do is lift heavy stone. What do you want from me? A lot of them don't like me. I don't have a lot of friends. I'm not going to lie. I have like maybe the amount of friends I can count on my hands. And it's not seen as something like conventional or something to be proud of. Even I get a lot of negativity at the gym. There's people that walk on the treadmills, like older gentlemen, older ladies, or even people my age or girls that are slightly above my age, so college or university. And sometimes I'll pause my music and I can see them pointing at me and they start talking about me. And I'm like, I am right here. Thanks.
You seem confident though.
Oh, it's a facade. I am one of the most like least confident people you will ever meet, but I have so much pride in what I do and like how proud of me like my mom is, or even like there's girls that are younger than I am. There's a couple of them that go to my gym, and there's a couple that are older than me that have DM'd, like direct messaged me on Instagram or Snapchat asking me for advice or saying that I empower them and I inspire them. And every time I like hear those little snippets of negativity, or I start to feel bad about myself, and like, listen, you like, look what you are for other people. Like there's a set of twins that live here, and they've told me, they're like, you know, you inspire us so much. And like, we know that we don't lift heavy weights, but we like to go to the gym, and seeing you in the gym and seeing you post about the gym inspires us to go. And there's another girl, like I said, there's a couple girls older than me. There's one specifically who messaged me the other day, and she was saying, you know, like seeing you in the gym in the morning is my motivation to go and get to the gym, because I know that when I get there, you're going to be there and I'm going to see a familiar face and it's going to make the workout better. So I always think to myself, like, think about who you are for other people, and then think about what you did for yourself. Every time, like, I don't know, like I feel bad, or, you know, I'm like, maybe this is a stupid dream. I'm like, think about how far you've come, and think about how proud younger Taylor would be of you, you know, like how strong you'd be to be able to protect her, right? Because she don't have a lot of protection at all.
But Taylor, that's what I mean. When I say confident, I don't necessarily mean you feel 100% about yourself every single day of your life. I don't think anyone feels that way. I don't think the most confident people feel that way. I think the people that look like they're the most confident probably are the most fragile. But you continue to chase your dream. That's what I mean. You can get shit on, you can get attacked, you can get picked on. I went on your TikTok. I was like, what in the flying saucer hell is this comment section? The girl has perfect form for powerlifting. Stop being a bunch of troglodytes and let her do her thing. Jesus Christ. But you continue to do what you want to do. That's confidence. Yeah. How something has to be different in your brain to do that, because a lot of people will get that same negativity and they curl up into a little ball, fall down into a hole, and light themselves on fire. You don't do that. Why?
Well, I'm in a hole, but my hole has a ladder. I built a ladder.
You climbed out. So what was that hole like? How are you able to push past the idea that everyone around you might be frowning on you?
Because I am stubborn as all hell. One of the things that motivates me, and this is gonna sound dumb, is spite. I do it because I know that it makes people mad. I do it because I know that sometimes when I don't want to go to the gym in the morning, I'm admitting to this right now. There's this one lady at my gym that really doesn't like me, and we have one good powerlifting barbell. She always takes that barbell if I'm not there or if I show up after her. The thing that gets me to the gyms in the morning when I don't want to go is if I'm there, it's going to piss that lady off and I get the good barbell.
Is there anything? Is there anything deeper that's ever happened to you that you pull from or you draw from on those days? That, because we all can joke around, and I can say that some days I lift just because of a pigeon almost got caught in my bike spokes, and I was so mad that pigeon messed up my PR on my bicycle that I went into the gym and I squatted heavier than I've ever squatted. But there has to be, because I see the way you train with that intensity. I get in there some days there needs to be something at the frontal point of your brain that goes, I am going to push there, because that's what separates the elite or the hard working from everyone that just is going through the motions. So there has to be something there, or something that's happened that you pull from.
For me, I pull from, like, when I got assaulted. That's what I pull from. That is like one of the biggest things is I want to be strong enough to protect 13-year-old Taylor that couldn't, or that was afraid in that back alley. Like, that's what I pull from, is I need to be strong enough for her, so that if I ever have kids or something ever happens to somebody that I love, or my younger brother or my family members, that I can be strong enough to be able to be there and be capable.
Mm-hmm. What, if you don't mind going into detail, if you do, that's okay. But for those that don't know listening, what happened that day?
So when I was 13 years old, Winnipeg is a town in like Manitoba, Canada. I'm not from Winnipeg, I'm from Dauphin, but Winnipeg is a bigger town. I think it's our capital of our province. And I had been in Winnipeg when I was 13 years old, and I was walking back to grandma's house, of course, on a really in a really safe area of Winnipeg. And I was assaulted and stabbed. A girl came up to me and asked me for my phone. It had been in my hands, and I was so close to my grandma's house. Like, I was like a minute from her house, like a minute walking distance. And I tried to just keep walking and get to her house. And this girl kept asking for my phone, and then she started to threaten me. And then she had like a partner in crime, say, a male. He was like 6'3", and he came out of hiding on the street behind us and pulled out a knife. And as soon as I saw the knife, like, I turned around and I bolted. The only reason I hadn't run when the girl started threatening me was because she was standing like really close, and I was afraid she was going to grab onto me. And if she got a hold of me, I was screwed. And the guy came out of hiding and pulled out a knife, and I turned and bolted, and they chased after me, and he stabbed me in the side, and then they ran away. And the cops had to get called. I had to go to the hospital. I had 20 stitches in my side. I still have a scar to this day. It looks kind of funny. Whenever I do lat pull downs or anything like that, it pulls a little bit, and it's still a little bit sensitive just because they had to do like internal stitches. So the actual, this is going to sound disgusting, but the actual flesh inside my body has been sewn together. So it's still a little bit sensitive, especially like with pulling movements. But yeah, it was intense, to say the least. And at 13 years old, there was a lot of mental repercussions that I didn't realize were there until I got older. And I was like, oh, normal people don't feel like this on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that has to be traumatizing. I mean,
It
for a lot of people, that would cause them to not want to push harder. That'd make them scared. I don't know what I would do after that situation. I would be scared shitless. But you have taken it and turned it into something positive.
Yeah, well, it's hard for me to explain, but even I was trying to explain to people, I was like, I was glad that happened to me. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I don't want anybody to ever have to go through that. My God, if I could stop anybody from ever getting assaulted or stabbed like that again, I would, but I can't. So the only thing I can do is work to be stronger to prevent it happening to other people, right? Like, if I see somebody that's getting harassed, maybe I can help.
Mm-hmm. Did kids at your school at the time know about this incident?
So when it first happened, they wanted me to go on the news and get interviewed. And I was like, no, I don't really want to give my assaulters my face, my name, my age, where I actually live. No, thanks. I'm good. But they put it on the news, and they just didn't give any information about me. So word kind of traveled, and rumors started to spread. My town is horrible for gossip. You could fart and 30 people will know within 5 minutes because they love to talk. Yeah. But about 2 weeks after I got stabbed and had been home and had been resting and healing, everybody in town knew. And this was the summer before my freshman year in high school. So grade 9 was known as the girl who got shanked. That's the reputation I went in with. But yeah, everybody kind of knew and found out. Some people blamed me and said that it was my fault, which stung a little bit, but I just used that as more motivation. And a lot of people were just kind of like, holy shit, you lived. I was like, I lived, like Harry Potter. I'm the girl who lived.
You face a lot of hate on a day-to-day basis, or on a
ton. I don't think I have gone one day in my one day without hearing something negative about me, or getting a bad comment, or someone saying something mean to me. And at this point, I'm like, goodbye. I don't care. Your opinion doesn't matter.
It's fairy dust. Like McConaughey says, it's nothing. It's fleeting. It doesn't exist on the elemental chart.
It ain't nothing but a peanut.
But I hate that these things have happened to you, but at the same time, no, I'm not saying that I wanted you to get stabbed or anything like this, but you've become such a positive person. And I know you might not be like, English is hard. Sorry. I know you might not be like this all the time, but the fact that you can be like this at all shows incredible strength, mental strength that I can only dream of having one day.
Well, if anybody has seen any of my gym clips of me dancing in the gym, I have
That's what I'm saying.
A positive moment at least once a day. Like,
no, just from sitting down and talking with you, unless you're on the cocaine that you found at Subway, you are a positive, happy person. You're smiling, and the amount of hate you get, I would turn into freaking Dorian Yates, probably. I would be fueled by that anger, and I would probably try to make something out of it, but I wouldn't be able to do it with a smile on my face.
Honestly, I laugh about most of it. Like,
that's incredible. That's maturity in the sense of the word. I can only dream of I mean, look, I try not to care what other people say. For a while there, I was saying, I don't give a flying fuck about what you have to say about me or anybody else. But deep down, that wasn't true. I really did care.
It's hard though. Like, you do take something personally, and sometimes I do take comments really personally, but most of the time I try to turn it into a joke, because jokes are something that people can laugh at. And you know what? If I'm the joke, then huzzah, bitch. Like the other day, somebody at the gym who I didn't know had the audacity, when I had my headphones on, to call me chunky. So you want to know what I started saying?
Where do you live, Taylor? Do you live in hell? I'm never going to Canada now. I was talking to my dad. I'm like, we should go to Canada. I know a couple of people up there that I met through social media, and you're making it sound like the armpit of the world. These people suck.
Everyone thinks Canadians are so nice, and it's like, nah, some of us are assholes. But somebody called me chunky, so I started saying, yeah, I'm chunky yet funky, bitch. You got a problem with it? Let's go.
But you're lean. What is going on in Canada? Maybe it's all the lockdowns are making people angry at each other.
You want to know what the funniest thing is? Most of the people so people have started fat shaming me because I don't have an 8-pack anymore. And I was like, listen, sis, that was not healthy for my body. I was going through crippling digestive issues when I was that lean. There was a reason for it. However, now that I've got a little bit of fluff, I guess you would call it, all the people that are fat shaming me are way fatter than I am. And I'm like, y'all need to check your BMIs before you check mine.
Are you comfortable though right now?
Me?
Yes. Are you comfortable with how you are?
I'm a little bit uncomfortable, but that's just because I'm not used to being a little bit on the heavier side, because I had those digestive issues and those problems for so long that I became accustomed to being that lean. If I could change anything, I would be a little bit leaner, but excuse me. Oh my gosh. If I could change anything, I would be a little bit leaner, but honestly, I'm very comfortable with what I am. Like, one of my friends has started calling me Big Booty Judy, and my mom calls me Strunk all the time, and she picks me up, and she's just.
I feel like I'm living in a meme right now. Like, this is hilarious.
My house is a meme house. I'm not kidding. We've got Homer in the bushes from The Simpsons, an embroidery hoop upstairs. We have a little embroidery hoop that my mom made that says, please don't do coke in the bathroom. I have one of, I can't remember what it says. It says what in the sprinkled tits is going on. Yeah.
How was you? Are you out of school now?
Yeah, I graduated early.
How was your high school experience?
Lots of bullying, lots of torment. However, I did have some good moments. I think my favorite part was when I was in grade 11. My English teacher in grade 11, was also a power lifter, and he had competed and he had his personal training license. So probably the highlight of my high school and my grade 11 year was after school, he would run the fitness center. Like he would play, I guess, babysitter. Like a teacher had to sit in there and watch us, make sure we weren't doing anything stupid. And he would sit in there and he would cheer me on and like egg me on to go get PRs when I started lifting. And that to me was a lot of fun. And he was a lot of fun. He actually helped me. I'm about to start taking online courses to become a certified personal trainer and nutritionist. And he helped me find the courses, the funding, the money. Like I'm getting a $500 grant from my town to take this course to be a personal trainer, which I'm really excited about because my town does not have great personal trainers at all.
You know what impresses me more than anything that you've said or done so far?
What?
The fact that you just said high school was a lot of bullying, a lot of torment, but the first experience you shared was something positive. You have this way of looking at things that is motivating to me in so many areas, because I don't face nearly as much hate or anything like that. But if you were to ask me how my high school experience was or how school was, I go, I hate school. School sucks. I never want to go to school. And I have friends. I have people I talk to. I just never felt like I fit in. But I don't think anyone feels like they fit in, especially in high school and middle school. And it's taken me till now to realize those cliques are probably the loneliest people on the campus, because they don't even have themselves to console with. You at a young age went through hell, and then kind of went through like less hell, but still in hell. Like you were driving on the freeway through hell and you were like almost out of there, but the sign just kept reoccurring because it was like in Lucifer. Have you seen Lucifer?
Yes. Don't talk about driving on the freeway. My dad hit 2 deer with my car and absolutely totaled it.
We are terrible people for a podcast, because I see a squirrel and I'm like a dog and I'm just like over there. Like I can't focus at all either. So this is you're yeah. What was I don't even know what positivity, something about high school. Yes. I feel like you went through hell and continue to go through hell, but since you went through that, you've been able to build this mindset of positivity, of upbeatness. Like I would listen to you talk. I would listen to you read the IKEA instruction manual because you're funny as shit. Like we need to blow you up on social media. Anyone following me needs to go follow Taylor right now. And all
I'm
10
a
of
little bit of a crackhead. Fair warning. There's lots of dancing and swearing at the barbell. I think I've flipped it off a couple times too.
You went from, well, I don't know your weights, but you went from very, 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 very lean, like to scary lean. Like I was showing my dad.
I was 105 pounds at 5'8".
Yeah, that's whoa. I was showing my dad your Instagram, and I'm like, this girl is freaking awesome. And he's like, dude, she looks like she's really put on good size.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie was not okay.
Exactly. You were really lean. That it was honestly, it was kind of scary, and
it was alarming. Holy crap!
Not my place. It's not my place as a follower or anything like that to go, hey, you look like you should start bulking or something like that. But
I need you to. Don't worry. But my mom was like, "Oi!" My big Ukrainian mother was like, "Eat." I was like, "Okay, I'll eat."
But you did, and so many people, adults, not even children, go, I just can't gain weight. I'm a hard gainer. I can't put on the size. I don't know what to do. Blend your meals. That's what a blender's invented for. Anyway, you did though. You want to share any of that? How you managed to properly pack on size without feeling like a Michelin man and a pillow pet the whole time? Because that's how I felt.
Like you said, blending meals. Honestly, I found it really hard to eat when I was at work, and I used that as an excuse. And then I was like, listen, sprinkle tits, don't use that as an excuse. I started bringing a shaker to work, and I would put protein powder in it and peanut butter, and I would shake it up, and I would drink it at work, and I would make sure that I was getting my meals in at work. I would bring them in little Tupperwares and put them in the work fridge, or I would make food at work because I work at Subway. My boss loves me. Thank you, Kevin. Because
shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin. Kevin, we love you. Because I can't have the bread because I am intolerant to wheat, I make like huge salads at work because I'm part of the Big Appetite gang and I need to eat a lot of food. Like,
check out my most recent YouTube video. We got some Paul. Do you have palmini out there?
What is that?
It's this like pasta stuff that's made out of hearts of palm. And so like the whole bag is 60 calories and the volume
that sounds amazing.
It's awesome. You got to order it online. It's
See,
Go ahead.
I have like, I'm a gardener. Like, I love to garden and grow things. So like, I always grow a shit ton of vegetables in the summer, and then like all fall and winter, I have like all these zucchinis and squashes, and all I do is like eat huge bowls of food and like squash and stuff. But I'd make like huge salads at work with like triple the meat, so like 3 scoops of chicken or like 3 scoops of steak, and I just told myself, you need to get all these meals in. I was like, I don't care if you work till 6:30. You're gonna get home from work, you're gonna shower, you're gonna cook some food, and you're gonna eat it. I don't care if you're eating meals till 9, 10 at night. You're gonna eat that meal, you're gonna go to bed, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna go to the gym, and you're gonna have lots of energy because you put some freaking weight on. And I was just hell-bent and determined. I was like, listen, you can't train like a horse and eat like a fly. Okay.
No, you
like,
cannot.
If you're gonna train for 3 hours, you have to eat like somebody who trains for 3 hours.
But let me guess. You probably faced a lot of people saying you need to put on weight, you need to put on more size. Right. And it didn't happen though until when? Until you said, I need to do it.
Yeah. Like, and the whole thing was people were calling me anorexic, and I was like, listen, buddy, I have rode that train before. That's not the train we're on right now, okay? We're on the game train, so leave me alone. I'm doing my own thing in peace. Just shut your face hole and let me do it at my own pace. But, like, I was like, I struggled with an eating disorder before, and let me tell you, that's a mental disorder, not a physical one.
You had an eating disorder?
Me? Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
When I broke my foot, the way that I recovered, powerlifting in the gym.
You know what's crazy about that? Is I shattered my humerus freshman year playing football. Like,
humorous.
You know, it was even more not humorous. So we were playing football, and the reason I broke it is because I wasn't eating I was eating 1,800 calories a day of like cauliflower rice and freaking Quest bars. Like,
oh no,
it was just.
Feel you. I went through a Quest bar phase.
Right, and so I even on the bus, like I kept thinking, well, I want to eat a bunch of food when I get home at nighttime, so I'm gonna eat like nothing all day, and so I had so little.
Same thing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I went through so little in my body that I had nothing in it. That when I fell on my arm in the game, the guy hit me. I went airborne. You see the video? I go, pew, and then I land on my shoulder, and you see me roll over, and then you see me just fall face down in the grass. Like I roll over, and I'm just laying there. And they thought it was dislocated, so they were trying to put it back into place. Sweetheart, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing dislocated. You just rolled around with ruptured bone in there. The coach said, he was totally looking at me like, this freaking pussy, man. I've had so much. You just pop it back into place. Because they're like, he just can't handle the pain. He's going to have to go to an ER or something. And then we drove to an urgent care. And they were like trying to put it into place too. And they're like, yeah, you just can't handle the pain, kid. Like, if you can't handle the pain, you're going to have to go to a hospital. You're just kind of a pussy. This was after waiting in the ER for like an hour. And they're like, we can't even give you pain meds. So then the EMTs showed up, and they're like, to take me to the hospital. And they start putting morphine in and everything, and they're calm down. They're totally professionals. And the freaking urgent care people are like, whoa, you guys have like cool drugs and stuff, bro. Like you got all the stuff. And so anyway, it ended up being fine, except it wasn't, because I developed a crazy eating disorder because I had a broken arm, because I couldn't lift weights. I feel like I didn't deserve the food.
See, my whole thing was when I broke my foot, I felt out of control, right? Because I couldn't really do anything for myself. So what I chose to control was what I ate.
Yeah, because I thought
that 3 snap peas and half a bell pepper was a meal. Girl, no.
I was doing 1,000 lunges and 1,000 air squats a day because I could only do legs in New York City on vacation. I was in the bathroom doing air squats at the pizzeria just so I could have a slice of pizza.
Do leg lifts in bed, like with my cast on. I would tell myself, yeah, the cast adds extra resistance. Go, let's go.
But we joke. But it was hard as shit pulling yourself out of that.
It was serious as hell.
It was and how mean were you to everybody?
Oh my, I was such a bitch. I have like a little notebook at my dad's house, like out at the farm, and I was reading it, and it was like apology letters that I was writing to people for being such a bitch. When I realized like what I had done, when I started to recover, I was like, I was so mean to everybody. Oh my God. And even the way I acted and the like how mean I was to my mom, I was like, oh my God, I'm so thankful you still love my stupid ass because Jesus Christ.
See, the thing with me was I was mean to everybody except my mom when I was starving out of my mind. And then when I started eating a ton of food, I was only mean to my mom. So like it was this weird that like I felt like all this like anger. I feel even worse on more like a ton of food. So yeah, I have to figure my shit out. I don't even know what's going on. But you,
for me, I have to find a balance because like when I eat too much, I feel like garbage and then I get moody. But if I don't eat enough, I also get moody and feel like garbage. So like I'm looking for that little sweet spot in between, and I can feel that like I'm finally getting into a groove. But it's like a roller coaster up and down like this, and my mom's getting seasick, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Do you ever get to that stage where you've gone like so long without eating? Like not talking like you're starving yourself for weeks on end. I'm just talking like in a day when you've gone like you haven't eaten all day because you're saving yourself for like a treat night or something, and you get to that point where you're just kind of like high and you don't care about anything.
Or you're just not even like the sensations of hunger have just
gone.
They're unbeknownst. Like, they're gone. You're just kind of floating. You're like, this is okay.
I live in that zone. I love that zone.
I went to Brandon yesterday, another small town well, I guess not small town, their population almost triples ours, but another town like in my province. I went with my brother because I have She-Hulk ripped now 3 pairs of shorts, 2 shirts, and like 4 pairs of underwear. R.I.P. my wardrobe. I need some bigger clothes.
That's gotta feel good. That's gotta feel good that you're making progress like that.
I went from a size 00 to a size 2, and I was very happy about that because I was like, Mamacita, we see these quad gains. See these quad gains. I used to be a competitive dancer.
You're making really good progress. And one of the things about your page that I love is that your form. Now, I know all you bodybuilding trolls out there. I love you guys. Thank you for following me. Please subscribe to the channel and make sure you be yourself, but be better. Anyway, all of you bodybuilding trolls are going to go, her form sucks, but she's a power lifter. They lift differently. The bench press is not the same bench press we do. The squat, your hips come up a little bit before you do a different type of squat to get the weight up. But your form is impeccable. And what you said at the beginning was that if you ever felt any pain or every discomfort or anything like that, you backed off. That's such a mature thing to do because you're not driven by your ego. I can't tell you how many times I've stripped back down to the bar because I'm still trying to figure my stuff out. But you do this because you see the future. You see long term. And speaking of that, what do you see long term?
Me? So I'm going to start taking my personal training courses, and I want to go to university and college because I want to become a mental health counselor because I want to be able to help people that struggled like I did. Because when I was really struggling, I didn't really have help because I didn't know how to ask for it. And I want to be like the hand that reaches out and says like, hey, it's okay to ask for help. And I have the help that you need. Let's help you figure your shit out. And I also want to train people on the side because in my town and just in general, I see way too many people giving unqualified advice. Way too many. There was people talking about 1,200 calorie diets in my gym the other day, and I wanted to cry and scream and just kick and throw a tantrum because I was like, no, please don't do that. That is not even enough for your chihuahua. Please don't do that. But I want to do that, and mental health and like the gym and working out, they play so hand in hand. And a lot of some like people who don't lift or who don't work out don't realize that, but a lot of people that go to the gym have a lot of really fucked up stories or are really depressed, and that's what they use. And like I would love to work with people like that. Like, oh my god, lift heavy stone, make sad voice quiet. Hell yeah. Let's see what kind of heavy stone we gotta lift. Like, do you want to do powerlifting? Do you want to do bodybuilding? Are you just in it for general health purposes? And I want to be able to help people. That's my whole thing. I want to help people. So any profession that I can kind of get my hands into to help people, I will. But mental health and lifting are two things that I'm passionate about and I can see myself doing long term. So that's what I want to do. So right now, I'm just working on, you know, like keeping consistent with lifting, which for me is not hard. A lot of people struggle with consistency, but I'm like, all right, let's go. It's 5:30 a.m. It's time to go lift the heavy stone and make all the old men angry. So just be consistent with lifting, being in the gym, getting my name out there, competing when I can because it's fun, and just working towards getting a reputation as somebody that lifts and somebody that can help other people lift, getting my license, and then going to school for mental health.
It seems like to you, those two go hand in hand, mental health and physical health.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't have lifting, your mental health would be in the gutter.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. I can't push enough onto people. Well, now I sound like a pushy person. I'm not a pushy person, I promise. Did I say, by the way, that you should subscribe to the Be Better podcast? And anyway,
I meant pushing his podcast like
I'm just casually throwing it out there. If you enjoyed the content, hit the like button, drop a comment. It helps with the algorithm. And my point was not about that, Taylor. Please. I'm trying to make a point here.
I suggest
I'm getting there, okay? Subscribe to the Be Better. No. Lifting weights or any form of activity that you love to do will help your mindset and your mental health so much more than you'll ever realize. I never thought that just going to the gym or getting on a bike would make me feel like a different person. And it really has changed me to the core. And I assume it has with you too.
It definitely has. Even so, Canada is notorious for dropping a bunch of snow, even in the middle of like March, April, and May. All of our snow finally melted. We got another snowstorm last week, and I cried a little bit on the inside. All of our snow is finally melted. I got my bike out of the garage and filled the tires. I went for a bike ride. I felt so good afterward. Or like my mom, she calls them walkies. We'll go on like a walk in the evening. We'll go for walkies. I always feel so good afterward. Oh, it makes a world of difference. I was like, I don't care if you dance to Just Dance in your basement by yourself. If it makes you feel good, please do it.
Yes, and especially movement, because any form of movement, I guarantee you, maybe I never really liked video games, but even if I was playing them, you get into this, even if it's fun, you get into this like zone that you just like
it's like a zombie
sloth.
and robotic state. And then when you're done, you just like you feel heavy. And I have nothing against people playing video games or like sitting inside and watching a movie.
No.
But like at least if you move once during the day, a 5-minute walk. Holy crap.
Feel better.
You'll feel great. I promise.
People are convinced that you need to go to a gym. You don't need to go to a gym. I've already made up in my mind. When I pass like 50, maybe even 40, I probably never go to the gym again. I'll just ride my bike everywhere and I'll become a cyclist so I can eat ice cream every night. But I just, like you, I want to help people, but I think in very different ways. I don't really like personal one-on-one helping. I just want more people to learn that we're all different, you know, you live all the way across the world. No, you don't live you're like 2-hour time zone. You're not that far away, but you live in a whole different country and we think very similarly. And I consider myself an outsider from the normal person. Do you consider yourself an outsider?
Oh, gosh, I look at some people, I'm like, I don't know how you function. Your brain doesn't make sense.
Exactly. But I feel like some of us might have a different mindset than others.
Oh, definitely.
But at the same time, there are parts of our brain and parts of our mind that people can connect to. Everyone can connect to each other in a way and go, oh, well, she had an eating disorder I lost my toe. It got bitten off by my chihuahua because it got into my cocaine from Subway. But we all can find something about each other, and maybe not. Maybe you see someone and go, that guy is just lost. He is the edifice of Darwinism failing. Yeah, exactly. But you on social media are quite the character. You're just like you are on here, and I love it. I watch your stories every day.
Listen, I'm like that in real life too. There are some people that look at me, they're like, "What is she on?" When new people
join, it's the cocaine from Subway. No.
When new people join my gym and they come in early in the morning, every single one of them that has like started coming early in the morning, they always ask the other early morning. They're like, "Is she okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, she's just like this. Just let her ride it out. She'll start singing in about 5 minutes."
You go. What time do you go to the gym?
Between 5 and 5:30 in the morning.
Grinder, man, making Mark Wahlberg and Chef Rush looking like peasants. I used to go in the morning, and then I was like,
I know you were on a kick there. You went in the morning for a little bit, and then you just changed your mind. But
it feels better. You know it feels better in the nighttime.
People are always like, "Oh, I wish I had the motivation to get up in the morning and work out." And I'm like, if you don't like working out in the morning, don't work out in the morning, dumbass. Go at a time that works for you and that you enjoy. Why would you go in the morning if you could go in the evening when you hate going in the morning? If you like going in the evening and you have the time to go in the evening, go in the evening. Nothing is saying that your workout is more valid because it's done at 6 a.m. rather than 6 p.m.
That's why I stopped going in the morning, because I realized it was I have to go. And as soon as it got to that, I'm like, wait a minute. This is something you love. This is the most enjoyable part of your day. And now it's becoming something you have to do when some later time you would want to do it. Like, what are you doing? So that's when I changed my timing. But as much as you want to help people, does social media ever seem counterproductive?
Yes, actually. I get a lot of hateful DMs. Sometimes, usually I'm able to brush it off. Actually, usually I screenshot it and send it to my mom, and then we make fun of it.
Send them to me. I'd love to troll these people.
So usually we make fun of them and we laugh about it, and then it becomes a joke in my house, and then we'll joke about it for a couple weeks, and it'll just become another meme ingrained in this like whole meme-scape that we've built here. But sometimes it really hurts. Like, I don't know, when I get hateful comments from people that are like, "You're never gonna amount to anything," and like, why do you even want to be this? Like, it's a waste of your time, and like, you shouldn't even be pursuing this. It's stupid, and like, you don't look like you fit the part, and like, you don't belong in this sphere. Sometimes that hurts a little bit, and sometimes I take a step back and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go cuddle up with my 4 dogs, my 3 cats, my bearded dragon, and I'm just gonna vibe for a little bit with no internet time. But other times, like, anytime I get like a positive DM or a DM from somebody that lives here or someone that lives across the world that says like, "Hey, I think you're doing a good job. I think you're awesome," or like, "Hey, you're really cool," it cancels out all those other negative ones. Like, there could be thousands of negative DMs, and all it would take is one DM of some girl or some guy saying like, "Hey, we think you're pretty dope," or like, "Hey, that was a super nice lift. Good job." And I'm like, internet is worth it.
I don't even know what to say to that, because I can't tell you how many times I've heard this from famous influencers, from celebrities, and myself, which is none of those things, but myself, it's the opposite. I could get 1,000 DMs of, "Oh my God, you're amazing. I love you. Thank you so much for all that you do." If I got one that said, "Dude, you're looking kind of fat today," or you are weak as a dog," I would. My dog is strong, so back the hell off. No, I would really feel like shit, and that would get to me. And this is what I was going to say before, and what I did say before was, it's your way to flip things into a positive light that is so inspiring, Taylor. You are making me want to be a better person just by having you on and listening to you. I can't tell you enough. I don't just have people on here to have people on here. You genuinely inspire me and are inspiring me more just talking to you. This mindset you have is something that you should treasure and that other people should look up to and be inspired by. You have a bearded
Oh,
dragon.
I do. Her name is Jub Jub. I love her so much.
See how I just like
Upstairs.
totally changed the subject because I love bearded dragons.
She's so cute. She's so bad. She always poops in the bathtub whenever we take her out of her cage, and it makes my mom mad.
You got a bearded dragon, 3 dogs and 3 cats, 4 dogs, and
4 dogs, 3 cats. They're all rescues too. We don't have one single purebred at all. They're all pound puppies.
Screw fitness TikTok. You should just be making a TikTok about your dogs and your animals in your house. That'd be hilarious.
I have 2 birds too, but they don't live at like either of my houses. They're just, my mom owns her own business because she's a badass like that and created like her own. She's cool. But we have 2 birds. They live at the store. Their names are Nigel and Petrie. They're pretty cool. Actually, no, they're not cool. Nigel is an asshole. He will bite you and rip out your earrings, and he likes Doritos.
Okay. All right. Nigel, I don't want to be friends with you. Sounds like all the other Canadians that you've mentioned so far. I love you, Canada. The Canadians she's talking about make me feel like Canada's not that great of a place.
It's mainly just old men. So, like, avoid old men in Canada. You should be good.
Old men in Canada, stay away from me. All right. All right. Maybe you should come on the Be Better podcast. Have I plugged the Be Better podcast yet today? What's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert.
Favorite dessert.
Oh god, cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
I can't even have cheesecake anymore because I can't really do dairy. But no. My favorite dessert is either the strawberry cheesecake blizzard from Dairy Queen or the Reese's peanut butter cup blizzard from Dairy Queen because I
Sounds
love
like a lot of dairy though.
I know.
There's no other allergy. There's no other allergy. I saw this somewhere written. I can't remember where, but there's no other allergy where people are like, I've got a peanut allergy, except on Thursdays. Then I have peanuts. People with lactose intolerances are like,
don't care.
If it kills me, it kills me. I'd rather die with an ice cream than live a life without it.
I love ice cream so much.
Some lady came into the ice cream shop I work in the other day with her family, and the family was being really funny. Like the guy was like totally chill, like he was like super upbeat and positive, and I was like, yeah, this guy's cool. And he's like, anywhere we can eat dinner around here? I'm like, yeah, go to the Mexican place down the street. Great Mex, great greasy tacos. It's awesome. They come back. And he's giving me this like energy, and I'm like vibing with him, and it's sick and it's awesome. And he goes, so you guys have the world famous dark chocolate frozen bananas dipped in dark chocolate. And I was like, well, I don't know if it's dark chocolate because I just started working there like a week before.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if it's dark chocolate. And he goes, pretty sure it's dark chocolate, man. I'm like, I'm just going to dip it in this. All right. And I point to the pot. I'm just going to dip it in there. And he goes, is it dark chocolate though? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to dip it in the pot. And he goes, well, if she has dairy, she will die. And I was like, I stood there with the freaking frozen banana in my hand going, I don't know, man. We only got 1 pot. And he goes, oh, then it's fine because we come here all the time. And I'm like, what? Dude, come on.
I realize that dark chocolate is still chocolate. It still has dairy enzymes in it.
Oh my God. I hope she didn't die. Okay, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Be Better podcast. I might have killed somebody, but as always, subscribe to the channel. Go follow Taylor on Instagram. Want to plug your Instagrams real quick?
So my main account is Tiny Taylor Lifts with underscores in between each of the words. And then my powerlifting account with all of the meme faces swearing at the barbell dancing is TA Powerlifting with an underscore in between TA and powerlifting.
That's the one you want to follow. It's hilarious. Make sure you drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, follow her on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Emmett Butler. And as always, be yourself, but be better.